Hi, everybody. Welcome to Therapeutic Wisdom from the Akash. Happy Saturday. Thank you for your patience and understanding with shifting this time. I'm typically live on Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. But my children have started virtual school. So these couple weeks, I'm going to be a little bit off with my schedule. So this Friday, I'm probably going to have to be rescheduling as well. So just keep your eyes peeled for changes in the schedule just for the next 2 to 3 weeks while my children adjust to school and I'm home assisting them with checking in for learning. So say hello if you guys are hopping on. Please know that if you are live on any other page, whether it's Emerge Healing and Wellness or the Akashic Academy or my personal page, I'm not necessarily going to see your comments unless you're actually visiting me on the Awoken TV page, which is where I'm going live from. So I just don't want you to think that when you're putting comments or questions in and I'm not seeing them, that they're not popping up, okay? So just make sure that you jump over to Awoken TV Facebook page if you want to ask questions and get readings. Hi, Chris. Thanks for being here. So for those of you who are new to Awoken TV, Awoken TV is like a spiritual and metaphysical Netflix. And you can access Awoken TV in a couple different ways. There's obviously the Facebook page here, but more importantly, going to the website, www.awoken.tv, and you'll find other practitioners and healers and conscious filmmakers. You're going to find courses there. And you can also find Awoken TV on the App Store. Okay, so this is just one of the many shows that are available on this platform. And it's just a really loving, wonderful group of people. So I encourage you to get to know the platform a little bit better so that you can continue to seek and receive information. My name is Laura Nat Mazzata, and I am the Akashic Therapist, which means that I've been a therapist for almost 20 years. And additionally, have gone through my own healing journey over the past 4 years and have now integrated the Akashic Records into my practice for the most efficient and effective level of healing that I have found. Okay, so I am going to share this out. Hi, Amber. Hi, Shamika. Thanks for being here, guys. I'd love to see your faces. So I am going to share this out, and I encourage you to do the same, please, because I want to make sure that a lot of people have access to knowing how to open their Akashic records and knowing how to find wisdom in this space. Okay. It's so funny. Sometimes they let me share and sometimes they don't let me share. So anyway, I will share a little bit later as well. And I would love it if you guys can help me. Shamika, if you can share to Room for Healing, if you know how to do that, I would appreciate it because for some reason it's not allowing me to do that tonight. Facebook is really glitchy, so it looks like right now they're not allowing me to share to other pages. So anyway, thank you for being here. I'm so happy to have you. I appreciate you joining me on a Saturday night as well. This is my idea of an awesome time on Saturday night to be able to. Hi, Christina. Oh, I'm so glad you found me. Beautiful. Christina, if you know how to share too, I would love it if you could help me because for some reason it's not allowing me to do that tonight. I usually share a Room for Healing, and I have another group called Integrating Therapy and Energy Healing. So that's really for healthcare professionals who are looking to incorporate energy healing into their businesses and into their work with clients. So I would love for this information to get to as many people as possible. All right, so thanks for being here, Georgette. So good to see you. So the Akashic Records. Give me a 1 in the comments if you've opened your Akashic Records before. Give me a 0 if you never have. And you may also have had somebody else open your Akashic Records, but you've never opened them yourself. And it can be a very different experience. Thank you, Shamika. You're amazing. I love you. Thank you, Georgette. I really appreciate it, guys. So it's a very different experience when somebody else opens your Akashic Records and when you open your own. There are still times when I really follow my old mentors videos or my current mentors videos to allow them to take me into the records just because it allows me to really relax into it and relax into the process and feel really held and taken care of. And I don't really have to put as much focus and concentration into the process. So it's also really empowering to be able to do this on your own. When you do it on your own, not only do you have access to this infinite wisdom that exists in the Akashic Records that you're pulling through yourself because it's very empowering to do so, but just being in that space of your own records provides you with healing because it's the highest frequency space that we can access. So just sitting in that space and doing nothing else but just being there and being present there will raise your frequency as you stay in there more often. Okay. So, yes, okay. Emily opened them for you. And that's a good person to open your records. She's fabulous. Okay, you guys are the best. Great. Okay, so some of you have some experience with this. So the Akashic Records, I like to call them Google for the soul, because the Akashic Records is like a large spiritual library in the clouds. And this space is occupied by endless numbers of light beings. And these light beings can be guides, angels, ascended masters, loved ones who have crossed over. And it's an opportunity when we open our records for one of those guides to take the book of us off of the shelf of this spiritual library, open it up, and it has all the information about us from the time that we first became a soul spark all the way until through this life and into future lives. Okay, so we get to watch and see and get information about our entire soul's journey. So pretty much any question that you have about your own experience on this planet or your soul's journey before you entered this planet, you can find in the Akashic Records. The other beautiful thing is that you can open the Akashic Records of anything and anyone. You just need permission. Okay, so if you're trying to open the Akashic Records of a particular location, like the address of your house or like the address of your office or your mother's house or something like that, you're going to just get an energetic feeling when you go to tune into that space, whether or not it's blocking you, or whether or not it's really a free and open channel that you can access. Okay, so you can open the Akashic Records of anyone or anything. Of course, I recommend that you be a trained and certified professional to open other people's Akashic Records and do readings for them. It's really a process, and it's a space that's very ritual based, and it's a space that is experiential in nature. So really, you're going to gain more information, more out of it, the more that you use it. Okay. So when I first started, I was just doing channel writing. So I would open my Akashic Records, and then I would just, everything that came through was coming through in writing, because I wasn't able to really see or hear or sense things in that space, or at least I just wasn't confident enough to do so at the time. So I joined a membership group that it helped me be held accountable to going into the records on a weekly basis, which really helped me, because not only did I learn how to ask questions and how to navigate that space, but I was exposing myself to that frequency on a consistent basis. So as my frequency kept heightening, I started to feel better. Things started to come through more clearly. And I've seen this with all of my clients too, is that even the ones that feel that, and even the ones that are most stubborn, right, and the most closed off and have the most limiting beliefs and blocks, are able to access information in this space if they are consistent with the practice. Okay, so it does take a level of commitment, but it's such a beautiful gift that you're going to have for the rest of your life. Infinite access to information about you, about the world, etc. Okay. So hi, Xavier. Thank you for being here. So the purpose of opening the records of a place, it's really fascinating, because when I was trying to decide what to do with my therapy practice and whether I was going to take it primarily virtually or whether I was going to move offices, what I did was I opened the records of the location of my office. So I opened the address, and I got a lot of dark energy that was there. And I kind of knew that already, but it really validated how much was heavy and still dense there. And I did a lot of clearing, but there were also a lot of tight spaces in that office that didn't allow for a lot of energy flow. So even though I was clearing, it wasn't fully releasing. And then I opened the records of my home, and it was like this beam of light coming down. Like, wow, this is where you're supposed to be. And not only that, because there was a history in my home that was not exactly the most functional. However, me being here, it was like, wow, the combination of the energy of this location and my own energy combined co-create together very nicely. They work together very nicely and intertwine very well. And so you can find out the story that has unfolded in the space that you open, for sure. But the other piece is that there are energetic ley lines that run in a grid-like system in our earth. And there are very powerful energetic portals and vortexes on our planet that we can access. We've actually been opening them in the Ascend course that I'm just finishing up. This is the last week of that course. And we've been traveling to these different energetic vortexes and accessing the light beings that have wisdom for us to help us really raise consciousness on the planet and become better versions of ourselves. So at these energetic vortexes, these energetic ley lines that exist underneath the Earth's surface, all happen to converge or come into a very tight pattern, very sacred geometric pattern in those energetic vortexes. So that's the other piece of opening the records of locations, is that you're going to find out and discover the energy that exists there and how much you can harness and use that location to benefit your vibration. So I hope that answers your question, Amber. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to open your records. And I want you to be very relaxed about this. I don't want you to stress out about it. I'm going to offer you guys some readings after we open the records, but don't put your questions in yet. Let's do that a little bit later. And the important thing is that you just expose yourself to the frequency of this space to start. So I don't want you to get frustrated if you're not bringing anything through right away. I didn't bring anything through right away except a color. And I don't want you to get frustrated if you don't feel anything. You may feel something and you may not feel something. It takes time, because frequency operates in the background, right? And it's like that microcosm that exists beneath all of our cells. So you don't always feel your cells moving around in your body. You don't always feel your organs moving and doing what it is they need to do, right? So it's a very subtle form of energy, but especially if you've been exposed to intuitive work, or if you're really in alignment right now with being called to something like the Akashic Records, you're definitely going to feel something. You could feel anxiety, you can feel physical sensations, you can feel nauseous, you can feel happy and excited, you can feel really, really relaxed, you can feel loved. So there's a lot of different ways. And once you practice consistently, you're going to only feel really safe and amazing in the space of the records, I promise you. So one thing, when I would enter the records for a while, I would feel really anxious. And I think that was partly because I needed to adjust my vibration. I think my vibration was very, very low at the time. And so I had a lot of shifting to do. You don't necessarily want to go from all the way down here all the way up to the top in one fell swoop, right? Which is why when we open the records, I run a meditation for us to balance our energy from this dense physical energy to the high vibration energy of the Akashic Records. And then once we get this energy harmonized and mixing within our being and within our aura, we then open the Akashic Records with 5 sacred ohms. So the first ohm is, with this ohm, I relax my body. The second ohm is, and then I ohm, obviously. With the second one is, with this ohm, I relax my mind. Okay, so not putting all those fears and worries and anxieties and conditioned beliefs in the way of accessing information in the space of the Akashic Records. And there's certainly ways that you can release limiting beliefs and blocks and obstacles that get in the way of your daily functioning, but also get in the way of you accessing the Akashic Records and receiving the information from that level of consciousness. The third ohm is, with this ohm, I release my ego and all judgment in this space. And that's obviously any right or wrong that you might think, or any judgments that you place on yourself or other people or other situations. And you're releasing all of that, okay? And then you ohm. And then the fourth one is, with this ohm, I call in the light, all healing and knowledge. So light is energy, and it carries a lot of information. And so we are opening up the opportunity to receive healing light. And just being in the space of the records provides you with healing, just because you're being exposed to that frequency, like I said earlier. So we're calling in that light for healing, for knowledge, for information and guidance. And then the fifth ohm is, with this ohm, I open up the Akashic Records of, and then you fill in your name. So the name that you're going to be using is either the name on your driver's license, the name on your birth certificate. It can be your first and last name, your first and middle name, whatever you think energetically really feels like you. So take a moment and jot down which name, unless it's really easy right off the top of your head, which name you'd like to use to open up your records. So then once we get into that space, we just kind of chill out for a minute or so, because we want to move our breath and we want to acclimate to this high frequency space and allow our guides and ascended masters to assemble around us so that they can assist us on this journey. They are very eager to spend time with us. They're very eager for us to enter this space and to receive information and to bring it back to the planet, because the Akashic Records really want this planet to ascend. They want our consciousness to ascend. They want our vibration to be high, because we're meant to be on this planet really enjoying ourselves, feeling amazing. right? And really sinking into the goodness of being human and the gift of being human, right? Hi, Nia. Thank you so much for joining me here. For any of you who are watching on another page, I will not be able to see your comments unless you place them here, excuse me, on the Awoken TV page. So if you have questions or want a reading, which we're going to be asking later, jump over to Awoken TV because that's where I'm going to be able to see your comments. Okay. So is everybody ready, or do you have other questions about the Akashic Records before we open up this space? I'll give you guys a moment to answer that. And feel free to drink water. Water is a great conductor of energy, as you probably all know. That's why when it's a thunderstorm, we don't want to be in a pool. So definitely use some of the tools that are available to you, like your breath, like water, to assist you with moving the energy through. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to guide everybody to just close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Again, we're starting with a meditation to balance our energy. Another deep breath in, all the way to the base of your spine. And when you breathe out slowly and squeeze your belly button to your spine. Another deep breath in here, expanding your heart space in the front and the back. And I want you to pause at the top. And then breathe in a little bit more to fill to your fullest capacity and hold for as long as you can. And then you can release very, very slowly. And just continue to breathe slowly and deeply at a pace that's comfortable for you. And on your next out breath, I want you to send your breath down past the crust of the earth into the root system of Mother Earth, going beyond the moist soil and allowing your physical body to really be held here in this root system. Allow it to be your foundation, your structure, your support. The root system provides us with a lot of solidarity and anchoring. And you can intertwine your fingers and your toes with the finer roots in this system. And on your inhale, pull up all of the medicinal healing and the medicinal benefits that exist in this root space. Integrating it into every cell of your body, every organ, every system of the body. Distributing it with your breath. And on your next exhale, we're going to send our breath down past the root system into the crystalline caves of Mother Earth. And I want you to look around here, just get a sense of any colors and shapes and sensations that you might be receiving here. Feeling the cool air on your cheeks and the back of your hands. Just appreciating the inspirational and motivational energy that exists in the crystalline caves. And pull up all that momentum on your in-breath, integrating it into your physical body. And on your exhale, send your breath down past the crystalline caves into the sacred waters of Mother Earth, where here you allow yourself to be fully immersed in this warm, translucent, sparkling pond of water, feeling the resistance of the water as you swim, muffled sounds being underwater, appreciating the solace and the soothing of these waters on your joints, being infused into your bloodstream and your immune system with nourishment. You can pull all this up on your inhale to integrate it into your physical body. And then send your breath down past the sacred waters into the core center of Mother Earth, where here we experience a very hot magenta, boiling energy, full of unconditional love, so eager and waiting to be shared with the world and with the universe. And allowing yourself to feel this warm steam rising into your palms and into the bottom of your feet, and rising up your body into your arms and your legs to warm your entire physical body, warming your pelvis and your abdomen, your heart space and your throat, your face and the top of your head. And allowing this warm Mother Earth energy to lift from your physical body and surround you in an egg-shaped mist. So it's like you're being held in this warm, supportive, and protective cocoon that you're integrating within you every single time you take a breath in. And I want you to turn your attention now to a crystalline tube of light that's starting at your heart space and being extended up beyond the top of your head, past the room in which you're sitting, past the earth, beyond the stars, the moon, the galaxy, and rooting this tube into a space in the akash. And as you travel up this tube and you peek over the edge, you get a sense of the endless, boundless space that exists here, full of infinite possibilities, infinite light beings just waiting for your arrival, eager to share with you, eager to co-create with you. And I want you to feel this cool, high vibration energy on your cheeks and the back of your hands. And pull this in on your inhale. It's very high vibration, champagne colored energy. You can bring it back down that tube with you to mix with that warm Mother Earth energy in your heart space. Allowing these two energies to find a harmony and using your breath to distribute this harmonized energy through the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers and the top of your head. And it's from this space that we will sound the 5 sacred ohms to open up our Akashic Records. And you're welcome to repeat after me or listen in. With this ohm, I relax my body. With this ohm, I relax my mind. With this ohm, I release my ego and all judgment in this space. With this ohm, I call in the light, all knowledge and healing. With this ohm, I open up the Akashic Records of and fill in your name here. Laura Nat Mazada. The records are now open. Just keep moving your breath. Keep your eyes closed. Give yourself a moment to acclimate to this high frequency space and give our guides, ascended masters, angels, and loved ones an opportunity to assemble around us. Taking note of any physical sensations you feel in this space, any emotions that might be arising. You may be able to see things like colors or symbols or words or scenes that are playing out in front of you. You may hear things, you may just know things without having any data or evidence to support it, but you just know something all of a sudden. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let me know how you guys are feeling. The energy is very strong today. It's very strong tonight. And it can be very helpful to educate yourself about what's going on in the cosmos, just from an astrological perspective, so that you kind of know those times when you're going to be more likely to, I guess, tap into this frequency more quickly and easily, and also receive more intuitive messages, because when the energy is more aligned. with your birth chart, and with what is, with really your soul purpose. And our natal chart can tell us that. Our birth chart can help guide us in that direction. So I'm going to take a few questions from you guys too. Just let me know how you're feeling first, and any questions that you have about this space. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that and just check in on the shares, okay? Seeing golden distance Reiki symbols. Beautiful. I love that. Love that so much. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Okay. My left hand was twitching. Yep. You're definitely, I mean, most people feel something. Although, it's different for every person and depending on your journey and what you've been through. So for me, I'm very intuitive and, I'm very comfortable in the records at this point, but I was in a physical state where my vibration was very, very low at the time that I started this work. So it took me more time to get acclimated, especially if you have physical health issues or mental health issues. It may take you a little bit more time unless you've had intuitive training already. Light and tingling. Yep, that's a very common feeling. That's one of the things that I feel too, Amber. Feeling guides dad too. Cool. Okay. So yes. Itchy sometimes happens to me too, Sheila. Thank you for sharing that. And so some of these things that are coming through. So if your left hand was twitching or you're seeing these golden distance Reiki symbols, it can be very helpful to tune into your records and just ask them what it is that it means. What's the reason that this is coming forward today? What does this mean for me? How is this significant for me? Okay. So we can jump into some questions now. And I saw Christina already put down, curious about your future and financial. So try to be more specific, because when we go into the records, it's like we're having a conversation with somebody else, with another person. And it's really a relationship with our records that we need to get used to. We need to learn how to communicate with them. We need to learn how they communicate, how we communicate, and get really comfortable with that exchange. So, if you go up to somebody in your family and just say, hey, I'm curious about my future and financial stuff, it's too vague, right? So you want to get as specific as you can and not ask yes or no questions. When we go into the records, we can use spiritual tools. So we can use something like a pendulum or muscle testing to be able to answer yes or no questions. But it's definitely more aligned, and you're going to get a lot more out of the records if you ask open-ended questions. Oh, that's beautiful, Georgette. I love that. That's so yummy. Thank you so much for sharing. Beautiful. Oh, that's like violet flame energy. Do you see any archangels? Be really cool if you had some archangels with you. I guarantee you do if you have that. Should you refinance, Sheila? I will rephrase that for you, since yes or no questions are not the record's favorite. There are times that I still get answers, but I typically rephrase for my clients when they're like, should I do this? Should I do that? We're going to question about the role of a refinance currently for you in your life and in moving forward, and whether that or how that aligns for you. Okay? So what they're saying is stay where you are. Like, they really want you to rest and relax into your home. And if that helps you relax into your home, fine. But they're really advising against it. They're really guiding you to come to a greater level of acceptance and flow. And they say that it would be more of a service to you to kind of open up your channels for abundance and kind of pulling in that abundance energy and allowing yourself to receive, because if it allows you to relax, fine, but they're suggesting more to relax in what you have and accept and appreciate what you have, and just kind of not be so cerebral and cognitive about it, is what they're saying. Um, and embrace your home as it currently is. So let me know if that answers your question or if you have more specifics, but that's what they're bringing through. All right, Christina, what do they want me to concentrate on for success? What work and things should I be aware of? Okay. I'm just going to write these down because sometimes I end up losing comments and I don't want to make you guys type these again. And just so you guys know, the Akashic Records never bring through anything that isn't, that you're not ready to integrate and that you're not ready to handle. So you never have to be worried about being unsafe in this space and receiving information that you're not prepared for, because it's always going to be in alignment with what's in your highest good. So even when we ask questions like this, like Christina's question, they can come through with something that doesn't even seem that related. But what's funny is that when you follow that guidance and you do what they say, what you are asking about comes into alignment, you know, every single time. Okay, so what do they want you to concentrate on for success, and what work and things should you be aware of? I'm feeling a lot of anxiety from you, Christina. I don't know if you've been feeling anxiety, but my solar plexus is on fire right now. They're really bringing me, I don't know if you've ever worked on animals or worked with animals, but they keep showing me horses for some reason. So I don't know if you ride horses or if you if you can work on horses with Reiki, but that is something that they are focusing. That's what they're showing me right now. Let me just follow the horse for a little bit and see what they're showing me. Yeah, because they're giving me that feeling of freedom, like really feeling free and like you have space, right? Like almost picturing this horse taking you through a field in this very spacious area in the outside world and just allowing yourself to let go and allowing something else to guide you, you know, rather than being so specifically focused on your agenda and your plan and the steps that are coming forward for you. Um, how much are you offering yourself the opportunity to sit in that feeling of freedom? And they're telling me that there's a level of deserving there that's interfering with your ability to receive that kind of freedom. And which is blocking the flow of abundance for you. Have you done a space clearing in your home? Because that's one of the things that they're definitely recommending, and like opening your windows, if you're not doing that already, to allow some very, you know, that space, that spaciousness and that frequency of freedom to really flow through the space that you currently reside. They're definitely bringing me to a lot of feng shui opportunities here. So they're telling me like having one of those little fountains with water at your doorway with the flow coming in, right? And doing a lot of symbolic things within your space to aid in abundance practices and manifestation. So that's what they're telling me for you right now. Oh, are you really, Christina? That's so funny. Yeah, they're definitely bringing me the horses for you, big time. And yeah, I would definitely. They're saying that that's like your jam is to treat horses with Reiki and to allow them to guide you as well, because they're really offering you something too. They're offering you that freedom. They're offering you that space. They're offering you that gentle compassion. So funny because Sheila's here too, and she's got horse energy for her too. Okay, so let me know if anything else comes through there. Shamika, what do I need to know as far as my health and finances at this time? You're welcome, Sheila. Yeah, and if you're feeling totally safe and content in your home, Sheila, don't mess with it. Oh, 2 surprise gifts? Yeah, I want to know what they are. Okay, so Shamika, let's see. So for your health, they keep bringing me to your hip joint. So I don't know if you have the opportunity to massage that area or to put essential oils in that area or warm, moist heat in that area. But they're really encouraging, they're saying that there's an issue with flexibility and an issue with tension that's being held in your hip socket and your ability to move forward. That opening up this flexibility is also going to assist you with the abundance piece, with the financial piece. They're also showing me you just kind of networking for yourself, like being able to go out and about. So how often are you going out and about right now? I know a lot of people are not feeling comfortable doing that still, but you know, they're showing you kind of almost networking and like being Mayor Shamika, right? Like going around and just connecting with people and connecting with their energy and more importantly, receiving their energy, like not going out there with any intention other than to receive their energy because they want you to have contact with multiple human beings that can offer you, even if it's just a word, right? Like a piece of themselves, because they're saying that it's almost like you're in a bubble of energy a little bit and they want you to be able to expand that and allow more people in and taking the actual action of going out there to meet others kind of in their environment or out and about is going to open up your ability to receive and open up that circuit of I'm taking initiative and I am creating my life, right? And so that isn't, of course, going to immediately result in money coming in, but what it's going to do is open up that pathway for abundance because you're receiving, right? You're opening up your opportunity to receive. And when you take initiative to do that and you actually take action on it, they're going to know that you're serious about opening up this pathway. So let me know if that answers your question or if you have more specific questions right now. Georgette, who will be the love of my life. Okay, let me tune into that. Yeah, I'm seeing like a Jack. I don't know why they're bringing through a name like Jack or John, but definitely a J name. So usually when they bring through names, they're not necessarily right on point, but they're usually very similar. So they can rhyme, they can start with the same letter, or they can be like you can say, oh, I know a Jack, and he could be related to somebody or have a really close friend. So it's definitely closely related. It's not always pinpoint on with a name, but I'm seeing a Jack. And I'm seeing him as like a hard worker. He works with his hands, whether he's like in construction or building or something like that. But really like a salt of the earth kind of guy. Yeah, very like meat and potatoes kind of guy. And let me see. It's very possible that you've already met him too, even if it's just like, oh, you ran into, like, you crossed paths at the store or something, but you've definitely been exposed to his energy at some level. Okay, good, Shamika. I'm so glad. Yeah, I hear you, my friend. And you know, baby steps, but at least setting your mindset, shifting to that, and making that a goal is a really good process for you. You're welcome, Christina. Okay, so Georgette, can you let me know if you have more specific questions there, honey? And I'm happy to answer. Okay, Amber, what do I need to do to get my health under control? tune in for you. And thank you for being here. Okay, so they're definitely talking about some energetic practices here. One is transformative breath work. So I'm not sure how much breath work you've done, but they're definitely saying that breath work that's really excavating, like really excavates out from your pelvic bowl, like really digging in there and bringing up some things to release. So one of the ways you can do that is you can use some fire breath to kind of heat up your lower abdomen, which fire breath is and really pumping with your diaphragm, and you're going to feel the heat generating in your lower abdomen. So creating that heat and then slowing it down and really taking really deep scooping breaths, and even envisioning that your breath is going in a scooping pattern, like going down and scooping up from the bottom and then bringing it back up and releasing. So breath work is one. The other one is how much are you tuning into your body's messages and really asking about the lessons that they're here to bring you and what they're here, how they are best going to serve you. So your body's communicating to you, and they really want you to become very clear in expanding your intuition with what those messages mean and the changes that you need to make in your life in order for your health to start aligning, because your physical health is the densest form of energy. So if you're feeling something physically, it means that it's already passed through the energetic field, it's already passed through the emotional field, and they're just cues that you haven't noticed or haven't picked up on, and it's showing up as a physical sensation or as a health problem because it's kind of screaming your name and saying, hey, pay attention to me. This is an area where you need to change and grow in order to align more and follow your soul purpose more. Okay, so if you don't have Louise Hay's book, this keeps coming up today in my lives, but You Can Heal Your Life. That's a great book to get because it has all of the different physical and emotional symptoms that can arise for us as human beings and the associated limiting beliefs and how you can start shifting those for yourself, putting yourself more in alignment. Okay, deep breathing is hard for you. So what you can do if you don't want to deep breathe is you can still follow that visual pattern of breathing with being able to visually see it as going almost in an infinity symbol, right? Like allow it to go down and scoop out that basin, even if you're not doing it with your actual breath, but you're visually intending for it to go there, if that makes sense. So that would be something that I would play with. Okay. Hold on one second, because I feel like there's something else coming through for you, Amber. Gaia, give me a specific question. I'm not pulling cards, I'm just doing some readings, and I'm only going to do a couple more before we close the records and log out here. Hi, Deborah. Thanks for being here. Okay. So let me just check in here for Amber one more time before I close that one up. They're also showing me moist heat for you as well, which is interesting because that came up for Shamika. The Akashic Records love moist heat for some reason. But anyway, they're showing that on your back, like on the center of your back, like the, I guess it's the top half of your back, but in the center. And they're showing me you kind of leaning back on moist heat and allowing that to just kind of break up. Because what that's going to do is open up your heart chakra. It's going to open up your heart chakra and allow you to have more ease and flow with not only receiving and having more compassion and love and attention towards yourself, but also with greater ease and flow with your breath, with movement, with functioning. Okay. All right, Nia, what do I need to know about building personal relationships? Okay. They want you to be more receptive rather than taking more initiative, because they kind of want you to be in a space where you're receiving who's meant to come into your life and who's meant to come into your energy field, and allow yourself to like have that person or those people flow towards you rather than making conscious efforts to create relationships. They really want you to be in a space where you're really relaxed and comfortable within your own stillness. And when you're in that space where you're really comfortable within your own stillness, then you're automatically going to attract those people who are so aligned to you and who are really lifting you up higher than you even imagined you could be. So it's more of a receptive role rather than taking initiative. Okay. Chris Brooks. Will I have my own business? So that is a yes or no question. So if you can rephrase that, I would appreciate it. And moving on to Gaia Man, thank you so much for adjusting that. How can I clear panic attacks and anxiety for good? Okay, so one of the things they're showing me, which is kind of random, is they're showing me swimming. So I don't know if you swim on a regular basis, but they're saying that that is really like vigorous swimming is what they're showing me, because they really like the water energy for you. They like your ability to find control and intention, and being able to feel your physical body kind of moving through the water and getting yourself to a speed where you feel like you're so in control and like you're feeling accomplished, which is a way for you to feel like you've really mastered this flow of emotions that keep showing up for you. They're also showing me, the first thing they showed me was tapping. So I don't know how much you're practicing tapping, but they're recommending 3 to 5 times a day on a preventive basis. So it's not like you're going to tap, just when you're feeling anxious or having a panic attack to bring yourself down, that you need to use it as a preventive medicine. And it's something that you're going to continually realign to those core beliefs or those beliefs that you really want to hold for that future version of you. So continuing to realign your energy before you get to that point, okay? Because you need to do more preventive work if you're experiencing a lot of panic attacks and anxiety, and not just be reactive, okay, to when the anxiety shows up, but to be preventive. So this could be a patterned protocol for you. It could be that you, in fact, they're bringing one in, so hold on. Yeah, they're encouraging that early wake up for you. They're encouraging that early wake up between 3 and 6 a.m., 3 and 5 a.m. preferably, are the times when the veil between the spirit world and the planet Earth are the most thin. So you have greater access to intuitive guidance. So waking up and doing a short meditation at that time, it doesn't have to be long, and moving yourself through a practice of tapping and journaling. And you can kind of alternate, do some tapping, do some journaling, do some tapping, do some journaling, to set yourself up with good intentions for the day, and to clear your energy before you start your day is important, rather than having a nighttime practice. So that's what they're encouraging for you. Thanks for coming and asking. Alicia Webb, my neighbor just died in a second. I'm so sorry. Okay. Did your neighbor like to bake, or like, did your neighbor like apple pie or apple crisp or something like that? Because they're showing me you baking, and kind of like creating with him. Like you guys are doing this together. So it's like a joyful experience to do together rather than something that's heavy and dense and emotional and sad because he just passed. But that he really needs that too. Like he needs that feeling of nourishment and like connection to, autumn coming up, and connection to the seasons of the earth and connection to, oh, gardening. That's funny. But yeah, they're definitely showing me you like creating with him, right? So if it was gardening, choose gardening because it's a way for him to kind of ground his spiritual energy, right? Because spirits do that too, souls do that too, where they need to ground their energy to a degree as well, especially when they're interacting and intertwined with our passage and our journey. So, so definitely being intentional about experiences that you shared with him that you can share with him again on a spiritual level and allowing him, like inviting him in to do that with you so that you're also assisting him with kind of transitioning from this planet to the akash. Not right now, Georgette. I'm going to close the records in just a minute. I'm just going to answer Chris's question and then I'm going to close up. So Alicia, let me know if you have other questions, honey, if you need more specifics on that, okay? What do I need to do to have my own business? They keep bringing up like networking, like connecting with. You're so welcome, Alicia, and I'm sending you lots of love and healing Reiki for as you work through this. Just gonna look at that question one more time. Okay. Yeah, so they're talking about you kind of gathering with others. So it's not just that you're going to open your business on your own. I mean, you can, but it's also about like collaborating with other people to get ideas, right? To get ideas and generate some energy around this. Generate some energy around it, activate you a little bit, motivate you, and give you a greater, clearer purpose and direction. So they're saying this could be in a form similar to Shamika, where you're kind of going out and like going to a little coffee shop and having a scone with somebody, or just kind of connecting with others that are spiritually minded that you can connect with, or investing in something online or being part of something online that has a lot of momentum existing in it already, right? So that you have the opportunity to almost be like launched forward, and then you won't have to ask any questions because then it's just going to fall into alignment and you're going to feel really pumped up about this. So they're saying that it's really more around you amplifying your passion and following that and allowing other people to collaborate in creating ideas and sharing ideas, because as you go through that process, you're going to start to hone it for yourself, right? Hone exactly what is coming through for you, and you're going to feel really comfortable about it. So they're saying that it's really a process for you, that it's not something that's going to start like that. And they want you to take initiative with collaboration and connection. So let me know your thoughts on that. Okay, guys, so let me tell you how to close your records. When we're in this space, we want to recenter ourselves by taking a deep breath in. So do that now. And we offer gratitude and appreciation for all of the love, guidance, and support we received in this space today. We also acknowledge the frequency of oneness, knowing that any shifting made within us extends beyond us. And it's with this final Om that we will close the Akashic Records. The records are now closed. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Take your time coming back. Just make sure to ground yourself. Place your hands on your thighs. Stretch your neck. Put your hands on the chair underneath you, just to ground yourself and remind yourself of being in your physical body and that we are here on this earth plane. So I will keep you guys posted. Oh, good, Chris. I love that. I will keep you guys posted on the timing for this live next week, because it's not going to be Friday at 10 a.m. So just for this week, and then I think the following week. And at that point, my daughter is supposed to be starting hybrid. She's my youngest. My older two are able to manage this independently, but my kindergartner needs mom with her. So she's supposed to be going back to school hybrid for those couple days. So we should be back to our regular scheduled time in a couple weeks. So I appreciate your flexibility. Thank you for all of you who have joined me tonight. If you would like to explore this further and really dive into being able to do this for yourself, your loved ones, and for other people, I have a certification program in the Akashic Records that starts on Monday. And there's 2 times that you can attend, Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern and Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. The group that's already signed up for this is absolutely powerhouse. And entering a container like this with very high vibe individuals is automatically going to up-level you. You are going to find that you shift from the second you invest, from the second you make this decision to dive into this commitment to yourself. So I encourage you to look into this a little bit more. I'm going to post the link. I believe it's already in the description of this video. I have several payment plans available for you, and I've made it very accessible so that if your heart and your soul are a hell yes to this program, the finances do not hold you back. I also promise you that as you open up this receiving and this access to your Akashic Records and to this level of frequency, you're going to be bringing abundance in. And you're going to be making all of this money back. I'm going to be introducing you to all of my business strategies and processes. And you're going to be gifted that by being part of this program so that you can be up and running by the time you're done. Okay, so let me know if you have questions. I will post the link in the comments. I love you all. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.